Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video, we'll be unboxing the Bulgors and seeing how we can use them in Warcry. Here we go, I've got these delivered today, and I'm really excited to get them open and built. It's the WARCRY Bulgors, and these are for the Beasts of Chaos. And this is the box it came in, nothing fancy. I think this is like an online purchase, they call it, and so you don't get any like branding on the box. But these are from Element Games, and I got these cool stickers sent with them. They often send you stickers with your packages, so that's really great. And I'll put a link in the description for this too, so you can pick it up if you want to. And then they'll also be able to save 20% there with Element Games. Okay, let's get it open. So it's not sealed or taped in or anything, so just open straight up. We'll tip everything out here. We've got three little bases you can see. Got our sprues and the instruction book. We get rid of that box. So there we go. We've got our instruction book. We've got three bases, three sprues. So we've got a fair bit to be getting on with here. This is really cool. And let's measure up those bases and just see how big they are. So you can see here on the ruler, they're 50 mil or like 2 inches across. So nice and big. This would be a really good size. So we'll go through the sprues, we'll take a look at the instruction book, I'll build them, and then we can compare them to all the other models and miniatures, and then I'll also go through all their fighter and ability cards. Right away, I'm really impressed with these. They look really great, a lot better than I thought they were going to be actually. And you can see here, size-wise, they're going to be pretty tall. Just the bodies alone are 50 mil or 2 inches, so a really nice size. And let's take a look at them one at a time. So this is the first sprue. And let's get a little bit closer. Some really great detail. There's the faces, or some of them. Got this spiked fist as well. Really awesome. I love all the different axes you've got. We've got some great armor, but the axes are really cool. Lots of different shapes as well. More faces. And here's the torso. Let's just focus on that and have a real good look. So these guys are ripped. Look how the muscles are mad. Really good looking models. Yeah, the fur is really good, how they've done that on there. And these are awesome. The arms, lots of different arms again with different armor and variety. So we're going to get lots of choice here when we start building these and putting them together. And here's our second sprue, and this one's got the big banner. Also, there's another different body now. So this is great. We can see that. I'll just turn it around so we can have a good look. Yeah, really great detail. The feet are all hooves are really good. And we've got all these skulls that we can put on the banner, I guess. And that's really great. And then we could maybe use that banner to convert it to a spear. I've done that on one of the bestigors. I've given them a spear and a shield just to mix things up a bit. But these are great. Another great torso there. That's really good. These are actually a lot better than I thought they'd be. Because they're quite old sculpts, I believe. So really impressed by these, actually. And then flipping it over. And well, these are really great. These shields, spot on. The detail's really good. Some nice variety. I'll probably use the one with the skull and build some narrative around that. But there we go. Now we're on to the third sprue. And so this is the third body that we can build. And this one, I guess, would be the one we'd use for the Bloodkine. But I'll use this for the Doombull, for sure. And then we've got the different mains to choose from. Lots of different horns. So that's really good. And then we've got more axes. So these are the axes they would hold in just one hand. So that's great. A few clubs and maces. And I think one of the clubs is for the drum, so you can build a drummer if you wanted to. I won't be doing that, but I'll probably use the drum for some kind of objective marker. That'd be quite fun. But there we go. That's all the sprues. Brilliant detail. Really impressed. Now we'll take a look at the book, and just a small book, black and white. I really like the colour books. It's a shame these are black and white. And opening it up, we can see we're going to get a little bit of variation straight away with these mains. And so there's three different bodies to put together, and then you just choose which antlers and faces you want to use as well. And then flipping it over, yeah, we're straight into the different types. So yeah, here you choose which mains you want depending on which one you're going to go for, whether it's a Bloodkine, a Warherd, Banner Bearer. And so that Bloodkine there with the big axe, that's the one I'll be using for the Doombull. And flipping it over, we've also got the Warherd Drummer and the Bulgor with the axe and shield. Or also you can use that same variety for the double. And then on the back there we've got the cards if you play Age of Sigmar. Got their kind of war scrolls. But that's it. No paint guide. That's a shame. But nice simple black and white book. So let's get these built and we'll see what they look like. And here we go, here's our Bulgors all assembled. And I've got to say, I'm really happy with how these turned out. They look a lot better in person from what I've seen in the photos, so I'm really pleased with them. I think they're quite old as sculpts go with Games Workshop, and judging by the box they came in with no artwork, these have got to be pretty old. So I'm really happy though, they're really good. And there's a few lines like you can see here where they don't join perfectly, and I've got to start filling these in. I normally paint them, but these are quite big, so I'm going to fill those lines in. But otherwise they went together really easily, and I've gone for 3 poses. So I've gone for this one here first, and this is the Bulgor with Bulgor axe and Bulgor shield, or bull shield, and I chose that axe. That looked pretty cool, so that's really great. And then this one, I'm going to pretty much probably play this one as the Bulgor most of the time, but you can also use them as a Bloodkine, and this can be the Bloodkine with Bulgor axe and shield. So, you know, the points are going to be different, and I'll go through the cards in a little while, but let's just first take a look at the size comparisons. So that's the first one. Then we've gone for this guy here, and this is going to be the Bulgor with the Bulgor Great Axe. And with this one, I haven't glued him onto the base, because I'm going to do something cool with the base for this one. Because this one you can use as the Bulgor, you can use him as a Bloodkine, but I'm going to use him as a Doombull. So I want to make him look a bit different to these other two. What I've done is I've given him some different horns. So his are more like straight, whereas these two have got like the curved horns. And so he's going to stand out as a Doombull. But you could also use him as the other two still, but I'll be playing him as a Doombull. So I'm going to make his base a bit taller, and then we can raise him up so he's going to be higher, and he'll definitely stand out compared to the other two. And so that one's going to be the Doombull. And then we've got this one here, who I've gone with, has the Bulgor with paired Bulgor axes, but I chose to just mix it up a bit and give him this mace on the top, because I thought that looked good. And again, you can use him as a Bloodkine too. So we'll go through all the points and cards and abilities in a minute, but let's first take a look at how these compare in size to the other miniatures, because when I was wanting to buy these, I really struggled to find some pictures or videos that showed exactly how big they are compared to other models. So let's get a selection of models, mostly from the Beasts of Chaos, but also some other kind of big monster miniatures too, and we'll see how big they are. So here we go, I've got an Ungor Raider, a Bestigor and the Bulgor, and you can see it's definitely a lot bigger than these other two, really wide, and all up it's over 2 inches, so we're over 5 centimeters tall, so a really good size. And then if we compare that to the next model that's going to be in my warband for the Beasts of Chaos, we got the Cygor, who's huge, he's a good 18-20 centimeters, and so he's massive, but this kind of bridges the gap between these very small miniatures here and this real big beast. So this is an awesome model, I love it. So it's really cool. But this is going to look like such a great warband when we get it on the battlefield. So that's the biggest model that I've got, the Cygor. And that's pretty much all the different sizes for the miniatures I've got in the Beasts of Chaos warband. But let's compare it to this guy as well, the Ogroid Myrmidon. And you can see the Ogroid Myrmidon is just a little bit taller. So we're looking at probably about 1 centimeter taller for this guy. And then going bigger again, we've got the Fomeroid Crusher, and he's going to go even bigger again. So we've got some nice different sizes to play with there. But I really liked the size of this. I think it's a great model. And for the price, you know, it's coming in under £30. You're getting 3 miniatures. They're almost as big as this guy, who you can pick up for £20. And I even think you could kind of make one of these into an almost pose like this with a shield and a spear, because you get a lot of spare parts. And here's all the spare pieces that you get once they're assembled. And so, you know, this guy I built with the shield, and so you imagine you change the arm and you use this kind of pole that came from the banner here, this banner. So you could give him kind of this arm, put the shield on the other hand, and then you're almost going to have a pose that's very similar to the Ogroid Myrmidon. Obviously it's going to be different, the model, but size-wise it's going to be pretty close, and you're still going to get the weapons and everything. So you could do that and then use one of the Bulgors as a proxy for the Ogroid Myrmidon. Sorry. And also, these guys don't have tails, but I thought it'd be really fun to make some tails for them. So I'm just looking at maybe trimming down these spare horns, or these little pieces that come here, this hairy piece that would be like their mane. So maybe trim that down and give them a little tail, because I think that'd be quite fun. So I might do that for these as well. Now we've gone through all the different sizes, let's take a look at the fighter cards and the abilities for these miniatures. And so this guy we can have as the Doombull, the Bloodkine, or a regular Bulgor. So I'm going to be mostly using him as the Doombull. Now you don't get a card for that in the Beasts of Chaos card pack, so I'll be using the Agents of Chaos supplement book for all the stats for that. But in the card pack you do get this card, which is for the Bulgor, and at 190 points the Bulgor's got a movement of 5, can take toughness 4, and can take 30 wounds. He's got a weapon range of 1, can make 2 attacks, strength 5, dealing 3 to 6 on a crit. So for 190 points, this guy's really strong, can take some damage, and you know he's only going to get 2 attacks, but if you start using the onslaught ability and things like that, that's going to really improve that. And dealing 3 to 6 at a time, that's pretty impressive. So that's really cool. So that's the first version of that. But then we've also got him as this one, which is the Bloodkine, and it goes up in points now. So it goes up from 190 to 250, and for that you're getting the same movement and the same toughness. You're getting 5 extra wounds that he can take, and he gets an extra attack here as well. And you can also see that, you know, here was 2, 5, 3 and 6, but now with the Bloodkine it's 3, 5, 3 and 8. So for 250 points he's dealing a lot of damage now. And for his rune marks, he's got the Beasts of Chaos faction rune mark, and he's got this rune mark here, and that comes for either card you choose. But if you go as the Bloodkine, you can use him as your leader, and he comes with the leader rune mark. And so that's the options for the Bulgor and the Bloodkine, but we've also got the Doombull. So let's take a look at that too. And so you can see here for the Doombull, we're going up to 265 points now. He's got the same abilities, he's got the same movement, the same toughness, but he's got an extra 3 wounds he can take. So now he can take 38 wounds, and he's still got the range of 1, but now he can make 4 attacks, strength 5, dealing 3 to 8 on a crit. So at 265 points, this fighter's crazy good. I mean, he's got 38 wounds, a good amount of movement, pretty tough, and he can deal 4 attacks, strength 5, dealing 3 to 8 on a crit. So that's a huge amount there, and I think this is going to be really fun to play. I won't use him as the leader because I'm going to use my Great Bray Shaman, which builds into the narrative of my warband, but as a hero figure, this one's perfect. And now we've gone through all the stats, let's take a look at the abilities for this guy. Right, so if we go as a Doombull, and he's got the leader rune mark, he can't be a leader for anything else in the game, but he can make the most of the leader ability. And the only one that's available here is a double called Rip, Gore and Tear. And with this, a fighter can use this ability only if an enemy fighter has been taken down by an attack action made by them this activation. This fighter makes a bonus move action or a bonus attack action. So there's a very good chance this guy is going to take down an enemy fighter with an attack action in their activation. And so if they do that, they can make a bonus move or a bonus attack action. So for a double, this is going to be pretty good with this guy. If you send him in after some low point value enemy fighters, he's just going to destroy them. And if potentially 3 attacks, attack actions in one activation, it could be like some serious damage to the enemy's warband here. I should also mention that if you choose a Bloodkine, he's also going to get that ability as well. Next, we've got the fighter abilities, and as a member of the Beasts of Chaos Warband, every fighter with the Warband rune mark, or the faction rune mark, is going to get this double called Bray Herd Ambush. A fighter can use this ability only if it is the first battle round. This fighter can make a bonus move action a number of inches equal to the value of this ability. So this is the idea, they charge it into battle as a herd, and they can only use it in the first battle round, and so you're not going to get much use of this after that, obviously, and they can make a bonus move action a number of inches equal to the value of the ability. So straight away you want to get a high double and use that in the first round to push this guy forward. But it's only going to apply to one fighter, and so if you want to get this guy in the thick of it, this could work out really well for him. And then we've got this other rune mark that's on either the Doombull, the Bloodkine, or the regular Bulgor fighter cards, and so they can all get this other double ability called Blood Gorge. A fighter can use this ability only if an enemy fighter has been taken down by an attack action made by them this activation. Remove a number of damage points allocated to this fighter equal to the value of this ability. So again, we're playing into the narrative with this ability here, whereas they have to take down an enemy fighter before they can make use of the ability. And the idea is once they kill someone, they get this bloodlust, and then they're ready to take that and start attacking even more players. But in this case, they can actually heal themselves a number of damage points equal to the value of the ability. So they kill someone, they like gorge on their blood and flesh, and then that's going to raise their damage points up the value of the ability. So that's a nice double, and I think when you combine those 3 doubles, this is really kind of fun and is really going to be great for a Doombull. So now we've seen the Doombull, the Bloodkine with the Great Axe, and the Bulgor with the Great Axe. We can look at the other 2 fighters, but all 3 of these are going to get those same abilities. So they're all going to go, if you go as a Bulgor, they're all going to get the Brayherd Ambush and the double Blood Gorge. And then if you choose to make any of them a Bloodkine, then they're also going to get that double Rip, Gore and Tear, which is the leader ability. So I won't go over the abilities again because they're going to be the same. But let's take a look at these other 2 fighters and go through their stats. And this is our Bulgor with paired axes. And you can see here he's coming in at 190 points, movement 5, toughness 4, can take 30 damage. So very similar with the other one we just saw. But with this guy, he's got a weapon range of 1. He can make 4 attacks, strength 5, dealing 2 to 4 on a crit. So this really mixes things up a little bit. He's got much more attacks now, but he can't put out as much damage per roll. So you've got to weigh up those options. But when you've got a fighter with a strength 5, and he can make 4 attacks, and then you use maybe the double onslaught ability, that's a serious amount. 5 attack rolls then, strength 5, dealing 2 to 4 on a crit. You're really going to put some damage out. But this 30 is huge, having that 30 damage points, and with the faction Rumark and this other Rumark, we get those nice abilities that we've already been through. And just like with the other fighter, we've also got the option to make this into a Bloodkine with paired axes, and then that's going to up this 55 points extra to 245 points. He can be a leader, so he's going to get that extra ability, and he's got the regular abilities here. He's got the same movement and toughness, but now he's got 5 extra wounds that he can take. And then looking down here, we've got a weapon range of 1. He can now make 5 attacks, strength 5, and he's dealing even more damage, dealing 2 to 5 on a crit. So this is really interesting, and that's really upped things now from, whereas before it was 4 attacks, dealing 2 to 4, now it's 5, dealing 2 to 5. So for an extra 55 points, you're getting that extra 5 wounds he can take, an extra attack, more damage output, and the leader ability as well. So all round, that's pretty cool. And our final fighter of the 3 is the Bulgor with Axe and Bull Shield, and he can also be a Bloodkine with Bulgor, Axe and Bull Shield. This one doesn't come as a card in the card pack for the Beasts of Chaos, so we'll be using the stats now taken from the Agents of Chaos supplement book, and you'll see that this Bulgor with Axe and Shield, he's again 190 points, he's got the same rune marks, he's got the movement 5, but now his toughness is more. That shield is adding to his toughness. So he's got a toughness of 5, can take 30 wounds, and his attack is a range of 1, can make 3 attacks, strength 5, dealing 2 to 4 on a crit. So here we don't get as many attacks, but he is tougher. So we lose an attack, so we can only do 3 instead of the previous one, which was 4, but he has got that toughness 5. So if you want a fighter that's a bit tougher, that you can send in almost like a tank to absorb that damage, then this is the one for you, I think. I mean, toughness 5 and can take 30 wounds. That's really good. But let's look at the Bloodkine version now. Again, this one doesn't come in the card pack, so we're using the Agents of Chaos book. But we can see here, this has now gone up 50 points now to 240 points. And this one has got a weapon range of 1, can make 3 attacks, strength 5, dealing 2 to 5 on a crit. So he can put a little bit more damage output now. His attacks haven't gone up, but he can dish it out. And he's got the same Rumarks, but with the addition of the leader Rumark, so he gets that ability. His movement and toughness are the same, but he can take an extra 5 wounds now. So there we go. That's our Bulgors, or you can use them as Bloodkines, and you can take one and use them as a Doombull, and you could even, if you wanted to, proxy one of them as an Ogroid Myrmidon with a little bit of modification. So great set. I'm really pleased with these. I think they're going to be a great addition to the Beasts of Chaos Warband. I'm really looking forward to getting them involved in the campaign that's going to be running really soon on the channel, so you'll be able to follow along and see the progress once I've got them all painted and battle ready. And then we'll get all battle reports and loads of other videos all centered around this warband and their campaign. So I hope you come and join me. It's going to be great fun, and I can't wait to get started. Let me know what you think about the Beasts of Chaos, especially the Bulgors here, and if maybe you've bought them already, perhaps you've played with them. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and so join in the comment section below. It'd be great to hear from you. I'll put links to the set so you can pick it up if you'd like to get it. It's available at Element Games, and I'll put a link in the description below, and that's an affiliate link, but it won't cost you anything extra. In fact, you can save up to 20% there on loads of Games Workshop and other game system products. And for every sale made through an affiliate link, I get a small commission, and that's going to help me do loads more videos like this. So thanks so much for that support. I really appreciate it. Thanks also to everyone who's joined the Patreon community so far. It's a great place where we hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, and you can also get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. And it's Patreon that's going to help me continue putting out one video a day, and as that increases, I'm looking at doing 2 to 3 videos for other games too. And so I'd love it if you could come and join me there, and I'll put a link for that in the description as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked the video and you like the look of these Bulgors. I think they're great and certainly a lot better than I thought they were going to be, so I'm really happy. Thanks again for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games.